live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are warm. Kicking it fly today, baby. Because it's time. We are broadcasting to all corners of the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Good to see you guys, man. Welcome in. I'm just pulling up the comments right now. Thanks for joining me, man. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. This is the first time you guys have joined. It's Wednesday. This is Tea with P, where we get to chill and chat and talk about all things nudes, culture, science, health surrounding our plant. And nothing's off the table. Nothing's off the table. I'm not sure if the band's still playing, but huge shout out to the band in the back, keeping the thing moving. No, I don't think they're working at all. Huge shout out to Mrs. P doing her thing over there. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And a huge shout out to you guys. Here I am just sitting on my phone because I'm trying to pull up the comments so I can see all your beautiful faces. There you are. Oh, Kev, good to see you, my friend. East Coast Grower, what's up, man? J Rats, how you doing? On a roll, what's up, brother? Yo, mine, Flowmatic. Good to see you. Good to see you too, man. Smokey Okie, hello, sir. Macho Grams, hello. Good evening. What's up? Stoned Ape, good to see you too. Double A's in the building. Let's fucking go. Automatic, hello. Curly Green, hello. Good to see you too. Welcome in, everybody. Please make yourselves comfortable. If you guys are new here, this is the Wednesday night live show. This is where we go live every single Wednesday. I like to talk about all things nudes, culture, science, health. They call it Tea with P. And here we are, man. Here we are. I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons real quick before we get going too far. Huge shout out to all of my patrons, but a huge shout out to my inner circle for supporting this show in particular. All of them are being seen down there below. Huge shout out to them. And if you guys are interested in supporting the show and seeing some things you won't see anywhere else, head over to patreon.com/pigeons420 for a chance to see things you won't see and to get your name just right there as a producer of the show. Let's go, guys. Huge shout out to Seedsman, sponsor of the show as well, bringing us top tier quality genetics. If you're looking for anything, you can head over there. Use promo code pigeons420. Guys, happy post 420. Happy post 420. It is April 23rd, and let's just say it's a few days after one of the 24th, because this is not pre-recorded. I want to give a shout out because there was quite a bit going on in regards to 420 and all the events and everything that was happening. Even though things are getting more and more legal, it turns out people are still showing up. And actually, as a matter of fact, there was footage. I was going to pull this up. Maybe you could find it. There's footage of some lady chasing some guy who was trying to steal her bag of weed. And it happened on 420, but we'll find it for later, for sure. Guys, we got lots to discuss. We got a wonderful guest this evening at the top of the hour. Chaotic Genetics is going to be joining us for a great conversation about genetics and all things life, garden, and everything in between. We've got lots of stories to cover, lots of drama going on in the LBC. Man, it's just a great time in the nudes. Mrs. P, how are you? Good. How's our kitchen coming along? Slow, hey? Slow. We've got Mrs. P and I are in mid-kitchen renovation mode right now, and it's finally taking its toll. I think it's fair to say. I was telling a friend of mine this. There's a fallacy out there. I think it's called the heap fallacy. You might be able to Google. I'm not sure. The heap fallacy, and essentially it's if you were to take a grain of sand and you were to place one grain of sand on top of each other, at what point does that pile become a heap? And I was saying, well, whatever piece of sand that they just placed on my shoulders, now it's a heap. Now I can feel it. I feel like it's a lot of weight. It's a philosophical paradox. It's a fallacy, though? Yeah. So yeah, needless to say, I feel like that's the state I'm in right now. So thanks to all you guys that have been supporting and just listening to me as we've been venting. Because let me tell you, if you guys are thinking about getting a Home Depot kitchen, don't do it, man. Do not get yourselves a Home Depot kitchen. I know some of you are gonna be like, duh, but no, we didn't think we were gonna give our money to Home Depot of all people. And then sure enough, you know, we thought we could do it all online, and we got a virtual assistant, and that's where everything went downhill. And it was bad, it was bad, it was bad. They designed a kitchen for a space that was non-existent, pretty much, just to put it that way, because the kitchen that they did design didn't work for us. And so there's just been constant battles back and forth, sending materials and equipment, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks for any of those materials to reach their destination. And yeah, it's a nightmare.
Did you hear? I told the contractor today that they reached out for a review.
Oh yes.
And he looked at me. He goes, "That's ballsy."
Yes. The current contractor that we have is great. We had to fire Home Depot's contractor because they didn't even know how to install the equipment. They didn't know how to install anything. They didn't understand how the pieces worked, and there was no direction. So we fired them, brought in a new contractor. But the problem is that all of the materials that we need or require are from Home Depot. So regardless of who our contractor is, we still have to contact Home Depot, return the pieces that we had, wait 6 to 8 weeks for the new pieces to arrive, just to find out that they're the wrong pieces or they don't fit, and then we need a new piece, and so they send the new piece, we return the old piece, and each time you return a piece, it's 6 to 8 weeks of waiting time. It's just ridiculous. And then there's no accountability on top of that, and Home Depot's still trying to recoup funds through me. So yeah, anyways, those are just the crazy things I got growing on. I want to share it with you because, you know, these kind of things impact my mental health, which will then, you know, affect the things that I say or do. And I just want to keep you guys in the loop in case I say or do something stupid. So I always have something to fall back on. But we do have a lot of, but none. What I can say is my relation is the pinging of my necklace going too bad on my mic. Is it irritating? Can't. This is my bling, babe. Can't tuck your bling into your shirt. And they won't know I'm from the hood.
If it affects your audio, you can.
Yeah, you're right. I would. But yeah, so needless to say, it's not affecting my marriage, though. I'm very proud to say that. They say, or at least old people tell me, that if you can survive a renovation, if your marriage can survive a renovation, it can survive anything. And so it's like, all right, bring it on.
7 months of renovating.
7 months of renovating, yeah. But anyways, these are my problems, not your problems. But thank you guys for listening to me while I get it off my chest. However, there are a lot of wicked things going on in the news today. But before we get into that, there's a few housekeeping items I want to remind you of. There is the Growers Gauntlet. Now, it's already started. Can't start, but for those that are involved, make sure you keep up your threads, get some good quality pictures of your plants, and hang on, baby, because this is going to be fun. We've got a ton of participants taking part in the Growers Gauntlet. And as of right now, if you are looking for an event to participate in, there's the Global Grow Cup Challenge. And essentially, this is an event sponsored by a host of wicked companies, everyone from ProMix, ACI, Bud Trainer, Athena, Stash Blend. I know I'm missing one, and I hate that I do that. Seedsman as well. They are hosting this event, and essentially, this is a solo cup challenge. Can you grow a $5,000 plant? That's the question, and it's essentially, can you grow it inside of a solo cup? It's wild, it's crazy, and there's actually a promo video right now. Tickets are now available. Tickets are $25, and you're in, and you have the ability to win some wicked prizes. So check out this video. Yeah. Team Pigeons, baby. Let me just put that in the chat right there. Thank you, guys. Code Pigeons for the thank you, Rob. Code Pigeons for a discount on the tickets, on the $25 tickets. I'm also going to be giving away tickets for that challenge as well. So there's tickets to win, and there's tickets to win on my channel. There's going to be tickets to win on Dusa's channel. There's going to be tickets to win on Rob's channel. There's going to be tickets to win on on Matt's channel. There's going to be tickets to win on Troy's channel. So if you don't win one of the 10 plus opportunities that I'm going to be giving away, you can also check out everyone else's channel as well. It's okay if you're on T Pigeons and you're trying to hustle some tickets out of Rob's team. That's perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. Get more tickets out of his hands. That'd be great, actually. Fantastic. Pigeons, when do you start counting the flower days? First day of flip or 3 or 4 days in? Harvey, I start counting flower the moment I switch those lights. Flip is flower, just like that. Boom, bang. That's why, generally speaking, I flower longer than 8 weeks. My harvest time is in and around the 9-ish weeks, and I would attribute that, 9+ weeks, but I would attribute that to the fact that often enough I'm just flipping the switch and then I'm headed into flower. It's really easy that way. Some people like to wait a week until you see some pre-flowering, some pistils, some pre-flowering indicators. Generally speaking seems to be the word that I'm using a lot, but I have a technique that's fairly stressful on the plants, and this technique inevitably leads to pre-flowering indicators, such as the pistils that protrude from the plant. So, yeah, you've been watching the playoffs, brother. Top, I have. Bruins taking game 3, baby. Bruins taking game 3, baby. Ooh, Vegas plays in.
Right now.
Starting right now. Mrs. P's not even working anymore.
Nope.
Mrs. P's just watching the game over there.
If you notice, the screen's not changing because I'm watching the game.
Yeah, okay. So Mrs. P's blaming everything on watching the game. Okay, so if something goes wrong, I'm gonna need your help up there, folks. I'm gonna need your help. Guys, I got a few things that I want to talk about. Pretty big things in the news today. So let's just jump right into it. Canna News. All things culture, science, and health. Your one-stop shop for all things Canna News. So, we've got a few things that are going on in the world of the nudes. Your First Amendment is being trampled on. I'm sure you already know that. And there's a possibility that MDMA might be coming off the register list. Right. But the first thing I got on the table is actually I'm going to go to the third. In Manitoba today. In Manitoba. I want to be selfish because today is a big day, and a lot of it has to do with my very good friend Jesse, also known as Toba Grown. My boy is celebrating a mad victory today, and I just want to celebrate it with him because he's done such an incredible amount of work, and for as long as he's been doing his mission or on his mission, I told him that I would use my platform for what little as it is to spread the word about his mission. And his mission, for those that don't know, was to sue the government for me as a Manitoban, a Canadian, the right to grow my own recreational plants. I already have the right to grow medical plants, but the rest of my province did not have the right to grow. So we're going to celebrate with him with this wonderful video.
Now, for how long I love my lover. Now, for how long I love my lover. I feel love. How long I love my lover. I feel love. How long I love.
Yeah. That's my guy. That's my guy. So it sounds like through his own admission, and I may or may not have already known a few things, but I couldn't share it with you, the Manitoba government is dropping the case or is going to drop the case against Jesse in regards to fighting for our right to grow. So let's go, baby. Manitoba, we're going to grow, and it looks like you'll be able to purchase your genetics at, dispos and what have you. So that's big. That's big. And to know that it happened from a guy that I know is really cool. Is really awesome, and a guy that I've got to call my friend. So huge shout out to Jesse and his mission, and all those that believed in him and supported in him, even when times got tough. So that's my guy. That's my guy. Colorado, we reported just a few weeks ago, was looking at banning the ability to post positively about canna content. Well, that bill gets approved. Colorado Senate approves legislation banning social media praise of drugs. Now, this bill, SB 24-158, regarding social media and drugs, including legal psychedelics, infringes on both the First and Fourth Amendment. There's another crack at especially if you live in Colorado. The Centennial State Senate approved an epically terrifying social media bill that could require social media platforms to prohibit users from saying anything deemed positive about controlled substances online, including psychedelics legal in the state, specific hemp products, and even some over-the-counter cough syrups. Lean. The bill, officially named SB 24-158, is a comprehensive measure that addresses internet age verification and content regulations, mandating that social media platforms promptly delete any user who promotes, sells, or advocates an illegal substance. That is something worth being slightly concerned about. That's this is literally what YouTube has been doing for the last couple of years already, is highly censoring itself or this content. To see that there's a government so quick and willing to tell people what they can and can't discuss is very frightening to me. And I'm not looking to step on any toes. I'm not looking, what you believe in or what I believe in are can be very different. But to me, I think it's no place for the government to tell me what I can say and what I can't say. I feel like that's a massive like we're regulating, we're censoring the internet. Like, where does this? Who polices this? This is going to fall onto the platforms. The platforms are then going to just suppress everyone and then weed out all the ones that are in Colorado. I don't know. This is slightly terrifying to me, but I'm very, very curious what you have to think or what you have to say about this, because I'm from Canada. I don't even have free speech. So I'm just on this side being like, I'm like a polar bear behind a fence being like, wow, it looks really nice on the outside over there. But what do you think? What do you think when it comes to this? Specifically, if you're in Colorado and you are posting, allegedly, something positive about legal substances, guys. Legal, not illegal substances. Legal substances are going to be banned from discussing positively about on the internet. I don't know. That's a slippery slope. That's just kind of extravagant. I don't like that one bit. Nope. But what do you think? What do you think? I understand that you don't want people, obviously being able to perpetuate illegal substances. I don't want to see the use of crack cocaine or methamphetamines or fentanyl or injections of anything. I don't want to see that on the internet. I don't want children to see that. I don't want adults to see that. Particularly if it's not in like in a sense of like a rehabilitational sense. Like, here's my story. This is what I did. Here's how I recovered. Rather than, here's how you inject X or here's how you inject Y. You know what I mean? That to me is ludicrous. However, legal substances are going to be banned from discussing positively about on the internet. Any goose. I'm not gonna focus on it too much, but I think that's a fair bit overreaching. What are you thinking with a hat like that? You're lost. No, Bob, we won tonight, my friend. Something I'm quite used to. The next story I want to discuss is something quite interesting, actually. Both these stories are coming out of High Times. I did look at the Federal Registry, or the Federal Register website in regards to this story. But High Times actually did a better job at summing it up than I could have, so I just decided to just run with the High Times article. So High Times is reporting that the Federal Register proposes adding fentanyl, removing MDMA from drug testing panels. Yeah. A new article published in the Federal Register in February, which prefaced a digital drug test advisory. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry. I'm going to say it was my glasses. That's what it was. I couldn't see. Not that I can't read. Which prefaced a digital drug test advisory board meeting that was held on... just get to the goods. Section 8105 from the Fighting Opioid Abuse in Transportation Act, which is included in the Support for Parents and Communities Acts, requires the Secretary to justify whether or not to include fentanyl or other Schedule 1 or 2 substances in the mandatory guidelines for federal workplace drug testing programs. The focus on fentanyl is driven by the high number of overdoses in the United States, as well as the fact that fentanyl can be used on its own and not paired with heroin or other substances, according to the National Forensic Laboratory Information System. 2022 report. Fentanyl was the third most frequently identified drug and accounted for 13.81% of all drugs reported by forensic laboratories. So, essentially, the article also mentioned removing MDMA from the list of drugs tested in the panel because the number of positive specimens reported by HHS, Homeland Security. What's the first H in Homeland Security? Anyways, certified laboratories does not support testing all specimens of MDA and MDMA in federal workplace drug testing programs. So they can't get it right with MDMA. So they're like, fuck it. Can't figure it out. I'm not going to worry about it. But they're like, fentanyl. Yep. We're adding that. We're adding that to testing for drugs or for your federal employees. So I guess good to know your TSA agent is no longer going to be strung out on fentanyl. They're going to be strung out on MDMA. So if you ever just catch someone just feeling your suitcase, hey, what's this made of? They might be feeling something. They might be on a little something. So keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. I don't even think it really matters. I don't understand. I really don't understand why one's got to come off and the other one just if test for one, test for them all. Test for them all. Yeah, Mrs. P says maybe there's a limit as to how many you can have on there. It's like you got to take one off.
Which seems stupid.
You got to take one. Well, sorry, sir. We can only have 3 on here.
Yeah.
You have to take one off. It's weed, meth, and fentanyl. Which you got to take. You can only have 3. Weed obviously has to be on there. It's damaging. So the next story that I wanted to discuss was a story in regards to a possible changing of the guard. It seems. If you guys didn't notice, and I'm sure you did, shout out to my very good friend Matt, Mr. Canucks Grow. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, can you pull up his channel? This boy put out a video on 420, and banger video as always. This boy knows what's he doing, and it did not get age restricted. It did not get age restricted. How many views does his channel have right now?
His channel?
No, sorry, the most recent video have.
174,000?
174,000. And he put that out on 420. That was 4 days ago, guys. 48 hours ago, Mr. Canuck put out a video, and it has over 100,000 views. Not age restricted. That is amazing. That is amazing. If many of his other videos, if not all of his other videos, are all age restricted. And you'll notice that they don't do as well. Now, of course, you know, over time they'll do a little bit better, but this man should be getting millions of views on every video, but doesn't based on the restrictions of his video. And I've been noticing, even based on my own content, that there is almost a level of acceptability now, it seems, on YouTube. As if now they're far more dare I say it, accepting of our content. Now, I say that very loosely because I have been in this position before where I've kind of thought that we were going to see this happen before. However, I feel now more than ever we are starting to see it. My boy, Mr. ROB, CLTV, shout out to him, gave me a shout out on his video today. What a banger video it was. He put out a video with plants in it. It didn't get age restricted either. And you might be like, well, Pigeons, there's people that put out videos all the time with plants in that don't get age restricted. Yeah, but let me tell you what. They're not using the original channel that they were using from 10 years ago. I guarantee you. Unless it's Vice News or Joe Rogan, you're not getting away with that. A lot of the newer channels are able to get away with this kind of content. Not necessarily the older ones. So when I hear, because the older ones, this is just me tightening up my little tinfoil hat. The older ones, in my opinion, already have YouTube's attention. You know, if you can even say that they do. They've been a part of the system. They wrote our names down because we got deleted. And then they brought us back. Some of us. And so I feel like as if now there's an acceptance to the content now. However, what leads me into my next segment or my next story is that it sounds like as the noose loosens for the grower content, it's tightening for the consumption content. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's kind of different realms of content within the community itself. You've got the growing content, you've got the consumption content, you've got, now today there's so many more fragments. You could argue that there's the podcast content, there's the product review content, but generally speaking, you can growing content, smoking content. In the past, the smoking content seems to have gotten the green light for so much longer. You have guys like Custom Grow 420. Everybody knows him. Still around. 1 million+ subscribers. This guy's smoking weed in weirdest places. He's done some how do I phrase this without getting in trouble? Some sketchy shit. And he's still around. He's still around, right? And, you know, he's one of the biggest in the game, so it's like it is what it is. But yet the growing content gets such a swift kick in the ass when it comes to our content. Well, now it seems as if it's kind of changing. And I'm not, please don't for 1 minute think that I'm trying to pit any of the two communities together. Absolutely not. I got nothing but love for the grow content, and I got nothing but love for the consumption content. If you are a consenting adult and you want to watch other consenting adults do whatever the hell other consenting adults want to do, who am I to tell you not to do it? I don't care. Have at her. I watch consenting adults do some very strange things as well. Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's like, I get it. I'm just saying it seems as if there's a changing of the guard. You know, there's a changing of the guard. And the reason I say that is over on my Twitter or my X, @Pigeons420, you can follow me. you'll notice there's a few examples. Drew is sharing is one of them. You probably pop it up in the news. Yeah. Drew is sharing is one of the creators, consumption content creators, if you will, from England. Great bloke, awesome dude. I think he's great. I don't mind his content. I actually worked with him on a small project with Seedsman a few years ago. So, I got nothing against the dude. It just seems now that his content, he's saying the things that I've been saying and the grow community has been saying for years. Why am I being age restricted? Nothing's in the video, nothing's this, nothing that. And in this particular thumbnail, if I'm not mistaken, I can't see it up close because it's not big enough for me. He's saying, I don't understand what people are saying about womp, womp, womp. There's a weed leaf in the back. It says dispensary, open, these are the reasons you will get age restricted. I hate to tell you that weed leaf is probably what got the video age restricted. It is probably what got the video age restricted. And if he uploads the video with another thumbnail tomorrow, chances are it'll be fine. But or it won't. That's really the whim that YouTube has when it comes to our content. So they might let it through, they might not. It could be something as petty as that little photo right there. Whatever it is, it seems as if now the consumption side is facing it more. Dope as Yola, the next one. He also having issues. He's actually showing these videos live where he's showing, I had 90,000. Can you play it? The first video first? Yeah, you can tap on it. Yeah, I don't hear anything either. But nonetheless, it's a suppression of the content, and YouTube comes back with some weird response like, yeah, we delete views normally because it's some way of our verification system. Yeah, whatever. It's nonsense. Whatever it's all nonsense. YouTube's literally suppressing the content. That's what they are doing. That's what they do. But it does seem as if there is a changing of the guard. So my point to this entire overwinded story was that I'm very hopeful that we will start to see a loosening of the noose as it comes to our content. Is it just getting tossed to the consumption side? I don't know. Is it going to kind of just lightly go over and just, we are seeing legalization at a far greater rate. And it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we are starting to see a loosening of the restrictions around this content. And I say that as someone who's literally just read the story about Colorado that they're trying to ban social media discussions about our plant. So, nonetheless, what do you think? I know there's a ton of creators in the chat, and I'm kind of curious to see if you are facing the same kind of problems. Do you find that you're able to put out content in ways now that you weren't able to before? Or are you feeling suppressed as much now as you ever were? I'm curious. Because the smaller creators, they're getting hit the hardest. They'll get hit the hardest because at least when I do my when I do my videos and stuff, at least I can get it out to somebody. The smaller creators don't even have an audience to get it to, and YouTube suppresses it. So it's frustrating, and I'm not trying to. Please don't make it sound like I'm trying to talk disrespectful of the little guy. If anything, like I'm saying, they're the ones that suffer the most. So, any goose. That's my take on it. As always, I want to know what you think because I'm living in an echo chamber here where I just hear my own thoughts all the time, and I get this idea that's going on, and then I just carry it forever until one challenge comes, and I'm like, oh, well, clearly didn't think that well enough. But you guys can reach me at Pigeons420 over on Twitter, and that's where we'll get into most of the nudes. That's where I find most of the nudes when I'm shopping around trying to find things, or some wicked memes. Or memes. Memes are always fun. Huge shout out to Troy, actually. I was watching his 420 event in regards to I believe he was in Toronto, getting down, smoking in a crowd, and it was awesome to see. I'm glad he could get out and have some fun. Actually, can you pull up his insties? I think it was a post and not just a story. I think so. I'm not sure. I might have. But I am always curious what you guys are thinking. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave that in the comment section, and I'll take care of that. You found it? Oh, nice. Yeah. I think I can see. Yeah. Look at this guy. Look at that. He's just out there partying, having a time of his life. Shout out to Troy, man. That's how you enjoy 420 festivities. I was doing hockey. Yeah. It was Mrs. P's birthday. We had some Red Lobster. But man, shout out to Troy for getting out, having some fun. That looked like a lot of fun. There was a lot of people there, eh? I'm pretty sure that was Toronto.
It looks like it,
Yeah. Pretty sure that was Toronto.
He's right near there, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. No, shout out to Troy. He's a great dude, and he's got some quality content. So make sure you go and check out Northern Scrogger. He's doing Scrog School over on AC Infinity as well. So make sure you go follow them. However, ladies and gentlemen, that was the nudes. And I want to just make sure I pass the question off to you guys from whether the story at the beginning and the end. What do you guys think? Do you have any input that you want to add? I want to hear from you. So thank you guys for listening. We've got an awesome guest coming up here right away. My boy Chaotic is going to be joining us for a great conversation in regards to all things life, genetics, breeding, you name it. We're just going to hash it out, have some fun, and a good conversation. But before I do, I'm just going to light up a hoot here just real quick. I got to ask you, chat, what are you smoking on? What are you smoking on? And what are you smoking in? Huh? What are you smoking on? And what are you smoking in? What do you prefer, blunt, glass, joint? Never smoked more blunts in my life than I have in the last few years knowing Rob and Chris, because Chris smokes blunts too. Because we can't get them up here, so you don't smoke them. Cheers, guys. You want to go full screen on me on this? Oh yeah. Some beautiful fish. You're feeding them right. Well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to head off to have a great conversation in the second part of tonight's show. Let's get into the guests, shall we?
Come on and lift your glass. You won your own free pass to be our guest. If you're stressed, it's fine dining we suggest. Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest.
So I'm just getting everybody to get seated here. Before we pull you up real quick, I just want to let everybody know we're going to be talking to Chaotic Genetics, and we got him up on the screen right now. There we go. What's up, man? There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, bro. Thank you for joining me, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me on.
Bro, it's an absolute pleasure, man. You've been around within this community for a very long time, and it was an absolute no-brainer for me that I wanted to bring you on because your genetics are kind of within my community, allegedly. And I just wanted to dive into you and your garden and life and just have a chat, bro. Have a chat.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you smoking on? Or gonna be smoking?
This is actually Butternut OG. I have another flip of Skunk One. Some of the stuff Todd's here I've been ruining too. So.
And that's yours? That's yours? Or you grew that?
The butternut OG is yes. It's a strawberry cough crossed with banana buttercups, and then I actually sent a couple of those seeds out to people in the community, in your community, and shots fired. Actually, I crossed it with Dreadnought OG that he had, and sent it back to me, and then I hunted through it, and then I finally found a keeper now. He sent me back those seeds probably a year and a half ago, maybe, but the
Bro,
cross of it.
bro, Dreadnought OG was one of my is one of my favorite genetics, man. It is nasty.
Honestly, I've never tried it. I've only had the cross that he sent back. I honestly grown Dreadnought OG. I've never seen it. I've never had it. I mean, I've seen pictures of it, but
Right.
never actually had it in my garden or in. I mean, I know like 2 people around me that grow, but
Right, right.
I don't. Never seen it.
Not many people around you grow? No?
Nope. It's still it's all legacy here. So I mean, we don't even have medical. So it's everybody knows the guy. Nobody actually grows this shit though. So
Yeah.
but that's how it's been my whole life. And I don't know. For years we thought that it was right around the corner. It was right around the corner, and almost 30 years later, you just give up after it. So
Yeah, I get it.
but,
I get it, man. It's difficult to keep enthusiasm when we get denied over and over and over again.
It is, man. I mean, when I was a teenager, I mean, all the way up until I was in my early 30s, I marched every Harvest Fest down to the state capitol and protest. Like we would run. I mean, I don't want to say it sounds bad, but terminally ill patients would go onto the Senate floor and plead their hearts out for this shit. Like, I'm dying. Like, why can't I even have access to this? Why is it against? I mean, it's pathetic that it's against the law. Like, it's a plant that was put here before we were here.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And
I totally agree with you, and you know the answer to that as well as I do, man. It's because those politicians can literally look into the eyes of these people and say no, and point them direction of worse consequence, because unfortunately there's just not enough money or influence on our side of things.
Yeah. And honestly, they don't even say no. They say, I hear you, and I'll take it. They'll take it into consideration, but that's it. And then it just never happens. So I mean, I am still kind of shocked that we can't get it here, like medicinally, it's in any way, shape, or form. Still, like, we're surrounded by states that have it. I mean, even 2 states next door that have it, for recreational use, which I honestly, like, I'm not even an advocate for recreational, to be honest. Like, I mean, I believe everybody should be able to use it, but my roots were in, the healing and the medication, and it's so I mean, I don't have anything against recreational use of it, obviously, but my like anti-government stance was like always for medical. Like, I never even thought about recreational when I was a kid. That was the fucking 90s. Like, it wasn't legal anywhere. Like, that was like our recreation was out of the, like, back then it was all, we were just pushing for medical. I mean, and to this day, like, I think it's just died out here. Like, people got sick of fighting. Like me, I'm turning 41 next week. It's been going on for 25 years. I don't care to put up in March anymore. I got 5 kids. I got a job. I got life.
I get it. It like the mission kind of gets diluted, and when if I understand correctly, like the medical side has been lost almost altogether. There's no money in the medical side. Medical patients don't get priority. They're often, even the medical gets taxed. At least it does where I'm at. And if it is medical, why isn't it nationwide? If that's the case, and I get it. Yeah, patients get forgotten. They get forgotten all the time, and with our plant, it's absolutely no different.
Not at all. I mean, there's I don't know. There's a lot of things backwards in this state, but I'm sure it's not just my state; it's other states. But you know, it is honestly. I mean, it's it's hard to fathom that like this plant is so. It still has these. You know, it's just a drug that fucking losers smoke. Like it can't break that stigma. I mean, it doesn't seem. It can't just shake it even after like every week. I mean, I follow cannabis medical journals still sometimes, and like every week I usually see an article, you know, about how they're finding things that we already knew 10, 15, 20 years ago, but they don't care to listen because it wasn't real science, because these people aren't real scientists. Like, you know, we're people though. Like I don't know.
I agree. I think what's unfortunate is that, in my opinion, recreationally, I don't think there's a whole lot of difference between this plant, caffeine, chocolate, most of the regulated drugs that we have access to already. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to take them seriously when we just nitpick and say it's this one, but not this one, and this one, and not this one. It's it's frustrating, man. But the thing is like I am hopeful. I am hopeful that there is going to be change, because we do. You know, for example, like I was talking about earlier. I've got a buddy who's fighting for my right to grow, and we won. We won. So it's like there is hope. There is hope, and Jesse, my boy Toba Grown, is no different than anybody else. You know, he does have a wicked beard, but the thing is that he's just a regular dude. He's just a regular guy, and he sued the government for everyone else, and it worked. It worked. It was actually successful. It dragged on. They tried to bring him down by dragging on the process, but he had a great legal team that was willing to work for free, essentially. You know, not necessarily. There was a lot of raising of money to make sure that they can eat and all these kind of things, but it can happen. I'm excited about that, because times have changed since we were kids in the 90s, and hopefully we can look back, you know, as you know, when we were kids in the 90s, we can look back and say another 30 so years and be like, when I was just a young adult, you know, things were much different than they are today. Hopefully, I'm hopeful. My glass
Yeah, definitely. Like, especially how you say like like, I mean, I still have hope for like, you know, like the medical patients out there, you know, that are in the community, like here, because like I mean, but you are right. Like it all gets drowned out by recreation, and I mean, I guess at this point, it doesn't matter if it comes one way or another. It just has to be legalized. I mean, at least, honestly, one thing that we did get right, but it's only in the county I actually live in, is that it's decriminalized. So anything under 1 ounce is, you know, it's nothing. They take it and they throw it away. You don't get a ticket, nothing.
Right.
So,
which isn't horrible. At least
no, it's not. I mean, it's a good thing.
Don't get me
like,
wrong.
They shouldn't be putting people in
horrible,
freaking. I mean, yeah. I mean, around here, I mean,
it is horrible, but it's not jail time. I guess is a better way to put that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Like I said, you're not throwing people in jail for a fucking bag of weed, which is ridiculous. You know, like that's not what prisons are for. Like,
No, it isn't. No, I got a few things I could fit a prison. I got a few kinds of people I could fit in a prison, but someone hustling a little weed isn't one of them. Chaotic genetics. That's the name that you go by. I want everybody just to know, because I don't think I did a formal introduction at the top with you.
Yep.
How
that's actually the
Go ahead.
Like I actually go by chaotic rage. Like that's how.
Oh, gee,
people actually
yeah,
know
that's
me,
right.
is
I knew
chaotic.
that.
But yeah, like I got on Instagram. Like that's the only place I like actually like push the label outside the website. So it's like that's where it's chaotic genetics. But like
Right.
obviously in Discord it's chaotic rage. And
Yeah. Pretty much everywhere else it's chaotic, right? Yeah.
that's who I've been knowing since 2012. So
Stuck with it.
yep.
How long have you been growing? Seriously growing?
Seriously, well, I started when I was 15 or 16, so it was 98 or 99. I started right in, I was I was in high school and I was in my parents' basement and that's where my bedroom was, and I just got it out my shelf and put up like a UV like reptile light, because we had no fucking clue what we were doing back then. I mean, like the internet was in its infancy still, like, so information to cannabis was how to actually grow cannabis was like basically word of mouth, unless you could like drive to the city and get a book on it, that like maybe you could buy a grower, they might have like, a grow of something, but usually not. Like everything I learned at least was from high times. That was the only thing I could get my hands on around here at that time, like were high times in the 90s. So where all my information grew from, and I didn't have access to these. Back then people were using high pressure sodium, but I didn't even know what the fuck it was, or they're like, and you need special electricity. I was like, nope, not happening. So I just got this reptile light because it said it was sunlight, light, and UV, and I was like, well, let's replicate the sun. That's what I need. I'm growing a plant.
Yep.
And honestly, it worked. Like I gutted out the dresser and put the fucking light in there, and yeah. But
Gave you
regardless of that, like,
gave you your first first plant.
Yep. And but no, I didn't actually like start growing seriously until I actually got like out of high school. Probably until I moved out when I turned 18. The guy that I moved in with in a farmhouse literally was growing in the basement, and he was like blah 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 blah. Fucking can't, like it was a guy I was working with construction workers, and he's just like, you don't fucking talk about this. You don't tell nobody. Blah 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 blah. Like he's like, if you want some weed, just ask me. I'll give you the shit. Like, and I was like, I don't care. I'm fucking cool with it. Like whatever. But obviously after I started like learning about it, I was just like, can you teach me? Like, he was like, yeah, like, but I mean, now I know, like, he didn't really know much more than me. He just had the proper equipment, though. He like ripped down a street. Like he had like he lived. It was a farm boy, so he knew that high pressure sodiums were out on farm. Farms had them. Like out on out on their barn sheds and shit. So he jacking those, and he had all the right equipment, and he knew how to wire it up too. He was a farm boy, so
It's amazing.
That's where I learned.
It's amazing how much you can get with just good equipment. You said he didn't know much more than you. He just had access to good shit.
Really, that's what it was. Like I thought he knew a lot more than me. I mean, his fucking plants were amazing, man. He had said that he had bred it, and like I had nothing idea about like breeding at the time, or even like what the fuck it was. But he said it was, like he had bred it, and like, but it stunk so bad, man. Like, and he had no ventilation, man. So, but it was a farmhouse, so it really didn't matter. But I mean, if somebody came there, it mattered. But
how much was he hauling? Like, how much was he getting roughly? Do you think 1 or 2 plants? What do you have? Like 1 or 2 plants?
Oh God, no! This was the basement.
Oh, the whole basement. Oh, the whole basement.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I would look. I'd look up to that too. Coming from a reptile light. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. No, he had it wasn't a huge basement. It was a farmhouse. So but he had 4 high pressure sodiums down there, and
Jesus.
I think he had a metal halide
That's
too.
pretty
big, there was a blue
man.
light down there, but yeah, I mean it was it's enough to put you had 40, 50 good sized plants down there.
Wow. That's a hell of a mentor to have, though. You know what I mean? To that early, at least to like to see it. You know what I mean? Like I remember going to a buddy's house who said he was growing, and there was one CFL light at the top of his closet. The plant was like 7 feet tall, and it had like four no like it was horrible. And you know, I was thinking, and of course when I saw it, I was like, wow, no way, bro, you're growing weed. This is what weed looks like. So that was the first time I got to see something in growth. I would have killed to see somebody actually hustling like that, to see have a whole basement to drool over.
Yep. So so I lived with that guy for like a year, and then he moved out with his girlfriend, and I continued to grow there for the next year. Like he like gave me all his shit because he couldn't like take it to his girlfriend's house, and I was just like, dude, I'll give you, like it was basically like, you just supply me with smoke, and like you can just have all this shit here, like. And I was, so I took it, and that's how it started with. It's just like a hand-me-down, like a real hand-me-down, and after I grew in the house for a year, then I actually got a girlfriend, and then moved in with her, and she was all right with me growing in the beginning, but then after we got married and had kids, which wasn't too much later, it wasn't okay anymore. And I thought I'd be okay with not growing it, and so I quit. Like I gave all the gear away, and I quit, and like I had only done like 1 or 2 runs in our house anyways, and so I gave all the gear away and had quit, and 6 months later I was like I need to grow this. Like I don't know what it was. I just was like I can't like not grow it. Like I was like addicted to it. Like not the weed, but like, well, somewhat. But I honestly like really loved like growing it. Like I like honestly smoking and got me into the growing it. But like I took a real liking to it. 'Cause to this day, like I can barely grow pumpkins and watermelons, but a cannabis plant, like I can grow it in stand with the flash. Like I swear to God, like I
feel you, man. Bro, I totally feel you.
With the plant.
Yeah, I totally feel you, man. Yeah, you're drawn back to it. It's like there's something about it that just brings peace. Not to mention, I smoke a lot, and this is by far the most efficient and effective and cheapest way to be able to make that happen.
And that's what was weird about it, is like I think that's really what it was like it was like just something it was a hobby. Like I mean, like I work construction all day, and then I come home and I really didn't drink. Like I mean, I have like 1 or 2 beers, but I wasn't that guy who like has a 6-pack or a 12-pack every night. Like and it wasn't every night that I drink either, but I don't know. I fell in love with the plant, like, and like I said, like, wife at that time was not happy with it, or wasn't okay with it. Like, she was okay with me using, just not growing. So, like, I could understand. So, yeah, that's when I got into renting storage units and doing that shab for like 3 years, until one day I was actually at the supply house getting supplies. And there's storage sheds all out back of the supply house. I was just sitting there in the van, and I was just looking, and all of a sudden these cops roll up, and they get this dog out, and they just start walking down these storage houses. And I'm like,
oh,
dude, what the fuck are you? I was like,
they coming.
I kind of figured that they had caught wind onto that this was, this was a new fad, like for in-town people who rented, and it, obviously it was, because, I mean, that night I went home and took my shit down, and, yeah, I actually didn't grow again for a year and a half or 2 years. I didn't grow, because I was growing in that setup, like I said, for like 3 years in that rental, in the storage unit, and so like a year and a half after that, that's when oh my God, I smoke too much.
You
I
growing
well,
in.
okay, so yeah,
Yep. Go
so
ahead.
we I ended up getting separated from my wife, and that's when I started actually like. So I was like, I took like a year and a half stint when I stopped growing in the storage units. I stopped growing for a year and a half, and then I separated from my wife, and I instantly started growing again, like that, like, and every time I'm buying new equipment, like at the time, like now, like I'm an electrician, so like exactly what I need, where I can get it, how to wire it, like how to
Oh,
steal the power if I need to steal the power, if I don't want to pay for it.
bet you that helped.
Like,
God, I wish I knew something
I
about
honestly,
power.
I honestly never did that because that's stupid. You just pay your fucking bill. Like
Yeah,
you don't steal
not the
electricity. You just
not
pay
the
your bill. That's how you get fucking caught. Like
yeah, not the stealing the power
I
part. I just
honestly
mean
like
it must be
the
nice to be
like
able
the
to do
power
your own
company, they don't care.
electricity.
People are always just like like, oh, you can't grow. Like the power company, they'll know you're like. Power company doesn't care if you pay your bill, okay? Like power company is like, this guy's using 10,000 fucking watts an hour. We don't care. Like, he guy pays us fucking $600 a month. We don't fucking care. Like every month, like we don't care. It's good. Like we love it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, it was like
I couldn't imagine. Yeah, I couldn't
like
imagine. Yeah, I imagine the only
that's what
time.
it is.
I mentioned the only time the hydro company or electricity company or whatever refer to it as would come after you is if like the government or the law enforcement had a warrant to prove that you were,
Yeah,
like they. Other than that, they
yeah,
don't
and
care.
they don't care.
Why
Like, but
would they?
it's
Why
it's
would
just
they?
like one of them like myth. It's just like one of them myth things. Like like, oh, you'll get caught because you're pulling a lot of electricity. Like
It's like, oh my God, you buy a lot of cars. Do you speed? They're gonna bust you for
yeah,
speeding with
yeah,
all those cars you're buying. Yeah, no,
yeah.
yeah, I don't
But
see the correlation there. When did so? At what point did you start chaotic genetics?
well, like I said, like that guy, he had in what I moved into when I was 8. Well, the seeds that I got, the seeds that I started with when I was a kid were bag seeds, and they're all friggin' herms. So I ended up ordering them out on the back of High Times, and it took like 3 months to get here because he literally just had to send cash over to Holland in an envelope, or Amsterdam in an
Yep,
envelope,
I remember
and
that. Yep.
hope and pray that you got something back. And I remember at the time they came in like a CD-ROM, like a National Geographic CD-ROM. They came in the back of that, and there was a couple in there, and that's what I had started with. But it was like a Northern Light and an Afghani, like I don't know, there was like a couple hundred strains back then, but there wasn't like the endless amount there is now, like.
Yeah,
But
I totally remember those
but
days, jamming it and get it back in a DVD case or a T-shirt or a piece of styrofoam or yeah, a lot of different things you came in.
oh
Cardboard.
yeah, like I said, like yep, oh yeah, it came in like yeah, like I remember like this one time I ordered they came in a cassette. I was just like I mean I'm old, but like the cassette, I was just like, yeah, we like. Like I said, like the first one, it came in like a CD-ROM, and I think the second time it came in a cassette. I was just like, this is like a downgrade. Like,
This is a downgrade. That's funny.
and the funny thing was, it was like some like country western shit, like from America. Like, oh my god, like it was horrible. Like, how did it ever get over to Holland? Oh, because it's horrible. That's how it made it back
That's
over to
exactly it.
Holland.
It was on some table at a free
Just
yard
exported
sale.
if it's horrible. Like,
Yeah, made its way onto some bus and then kicked
Yep.
on a boat. Next thing you know, it was picked up and stuck into a genetic seed case. Yeah. What a story
Yeah,
that thing probably had.
yeah. So like I said, so that guy that I moved in with, like like I told you, he had told me he had bred the strain that he was growing. So like I said, like they're growing in with a year. Like I had understood, like he didn't, like we never bred that at that time. So he had showed me like how it was done, and like like explained to me how it was done. Like, and I was just like, oh okay, like not breeding, like just how to make seeds, basically pollen chucking, like. Or wasn't breeding. Like, I mean, I don't even I don't know. I don't even consider myself like a real breeder now. Like, I mean, like, because there's people that take this like way, way beyond things that like there's like like Vader, like that guy, like when I hear him talk about Jedi, I get lost sometimes. Like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Like,
Yeah,
but
he's
like
deep.
I
He's deep.
yeah, like I take it that guy has some sort of background in horticulture or something, because I mean that guy knows a lot about it. So
Yeah, and he doesn't.
but I'm just like
That's what's crazy. And he
he
doesn't. Yeah, he does. I know his story. I know who he is. I don't know. Anyways, and yeah, absolutely no. He's spent a lot of time with the plant.
mhm
Yeah, yeah,
mhm
and wild. Yeah, wild to see the depth in it. Like, it's it's mind blowing.
it is. So like I said, this guy, he had gave him like showed me how to, like, how the process was done, and like after that, like God, it had to be like I can't remember what it was, but I had started like making my own, just so I didn't have to order seeds. Like it was dumb to order seeds. Like it really was at that time. So like it's literally how I did it. Like I just ordered. I remember the first time I ordered, it was like 3 or 4 strains, just because like I wasn't even sure if these were gonna come, or if like I was gonna, like, what was gonna happen. So I remember I just ordered, like, it was like a small order. I mean, it cost like $200, but like I was only getting 3 or 4 strains or whatever it was, and I did get them. So I remember the second time I did end up, I ordered probably like a dozen or 10. It was a dozen or 10 strains, and I remember that. I mean, that's basically where it started. It was just like white label seeds from fucking Amsterdam, and I was crossing them just to make seeds, so I didn't have to purchase seeds again in the beginning. And that's what I grew for, because cloning was not really an option, like how we grew. Like, you just started from seed, and if you had like, kind of, my seeds like weren't really a thing either back then. Like, um, they just weren't. So, but I had so I started crossing all like seeds that I'd ordered back then, just to make seeds for myself, and that's what I grew for years. But I never, like, I was just growing it out, and it really wasn't until honestly the pandemic when I really started like zoning in on this stuff, like because I had to quit my job. Like, at the time I had 2 kids, and I had to stay home with them and watch them. uh I had to quit my job because like schools weren't open, and daycares weren't open, so somebody had to stay home with the kids, and it was me, because I made less. But it was a blessing. Like, it gave me an opportunity to, like, I was still like growing all the time, but I was not like heavily breeding. Like, I was breeding things like for funsies, but not like I said, like, it's all legacy here, so I'm not like, I, like I said, I didn't do the handful of people I do know around me. Like, I was like trading seeds at, like, like I said, you would harvest the best and stuff like that. Like, people trade seeds and joints and whatever, but you never knew what it was. Like, they say, like you said, like, it's a fucking harvest festival, so this guy takes the guy's word for it. But
Literally a mystery. That's it. You have no idea. You have no idea. You go and pick it up from your buddy,
yep,
and you're just hoping. Yeah, hoping that
yep.
it's
So like I
something
said, it wasn't in
decent.
yeah, so it wasn't until like the pandemic when I really had like the time and the opportunity to like take advantage of it, and it's when I really started like homing in on it, and like selectively breeding. Like when I first bred, like, I was growing out all the seeds at once and like trying to pick like the best things, like, but now I could take it to like the next level. Like, I could 10 plants, like, now I could go see 100 or 200, like, different plants, like, and and actually have the space and time to like actually like observe them, and like, just get the new, like, study them more. And I
What
don't
do
know,
you
like, honestly,
What are you looking for?
I was just
Like,
gonna
yeah.
I'm all like I love earth and skunk, like right now that's what I'm looking for, is like the '90s skunk, the late, early mid '90s skunk that it like that's where the name came from. Like you didn't even have to like when a guy came up to you, like you didn't even like you knew it was a skunk. And if somebody came up to you and they claimed they had the skunk, like, and it didn't smell like, even before they pull it out, you know they didn't have it. Like, I don't care what you have, you don't have it. I can't fucking smell it. Like
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have it.
It's
like,
not here. Yeah, it's
'cause
not
it
here.
was like, and you know, and over like, and that's so like the last like, say since like 2009 or 2021 is probably when I've really been like looking for that, like exactly. But it's like I couldn't believe that it had been bred out, and like it has to a point, like it really has. And honestly, like the closest thing is the shit that Todd has. Like that's the only real skunk you're gonna find. What I am looking like, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. Like I've ran a lot of that stuff, and maybe my mind's just remembering things wrong. Like, but it has a different scent, and it's like this one, like all this stuff like that I found. Like there are some skunky ones, but it's not that shit you can smell from a mile away. Like, and if it is like really loud, it's more of like a burnt rubber, and that's not the skunk I'm looking for. Like, because when I was a kid in high school, like there was a guy who had skunk one like that you could buy. Like it was $400 an ounce. That was the price of gold back then. Like we were smoking gold if you wanted that shit. Like,
Right.
but that was the
right.
real deal, and everybody knew it. Like, and you know that's what I've been chasing the last couple of years. But nobody's had anything even close to like what I remembered or perceived to remembered. But the Todd gear is really nice because it's from the man himself. Like it's direct lineage, and it's not even questionable. Like if you question that lineage, like you it's the solid lineage you can get. Like not even Cookie's lineage is like, and that shit's new. Like their lineage is so fucking like dark. It's like whatever. Like
Have you been able
and
to
when
get
it
your?
honestly comes down to it,
Go ahead.
what's that?
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was
Finish.
just gonna say when it comes down to it, like I don't care about the lineage, what it is, like because that doesn't matter to me. It matters if it's what I'm looking for, like, and then like you know, like and to this day, like I still only do things like for myself, you know, like I only like not to be selfish, but I mean like that's like I don't like breed with other people in mind or try and make something with other people in mind. I'm trying to like soothe myself, you know, like you know, medicate myself like properly.
For
But
sure.
but yeah, but like I said, like yeah, Todd's is the realest shit, but I don't think I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. But I do believe I can make what I want with that stuff.
Of course you can. Of
And
course
like
you can.
and, you know, like, and that's an inbred line, so like I have found something outside of it, out of Todd's gear, that is pretty skunky, but it's it's not the loud, like it's got the more floral like effect to it, like, and but I do believe if I take like something I find in Todd's gear and I cross it to that, like I can make what I'm looking for. But
You
yeah,
will.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
100%.
maybe I don't know. Maybe like I said, maybe I am just misremembering this strain completely. But like, I don't think I am. But,
No, I
like,
don't think so.
you
I don't
just
think
knew.
so, bro. I
You
honestly,
just knew what it
I-
was.
it's because I think of it as like a you know like a song, and when that song comes on, it takes you back to a time, and that time exists. That time exists, and I feel like that it's the same thing with a smoke. It's like you take it, you smell it, you enjoy it, and it takes you back. So I do believe you're still looking for that. Sorry, excuse me. Still looking for that
Yep.
that joy, that flavor. Have you tried a GMO yet?
I have. It was a white label, but it wasn't.
Okay,
It
then.
definitely wasn't. I have. I'm sorry. No, I have not.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Because
that's
it
fair.
wasn't. It definitely
I was
it
just
was
gonna
labeled
use
a
your same.
GMO, but it like I like like, and I am horrible, like, with noses and shit, but, like, from what I've heard of the GMO, like,
Yep.
it should be repulsive to me, and it
Yes.
wasn't repulsive. Like,
Right. I was gonna use your own
So,
analogy there when your buddy brought you up some skunk and you knew he's like, I got skunk. You're like, no, you don't. When you said when you
Yep.
said I think I've had, I was like, nah, the GMO that
yeah,
I
like,
yeah
it was
might
labeled
be
GMO, but yes, you are right. It was not
right.
GMO.
I've had a ton of skunk that was never once skunk. You're 100% right that the only skunk I've ever come across so far that's remotely close is Todd McCormick's skunk. So far, like I just haven't found anything that has that funk to it yet. But the
Yeah,
GMOs
like the other one
that might I was
like
just
the
gonna
other one
say
I
that
found was
GMO
from,
might have the burnt rubber though that you're looking for.
I am not looking for that. That's what I'm finding. Like,
Oh,
I am
that's
not like
yeah.
that.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm finding a lot of. Like if you want that burnt rubber skunk, like that's a lot of what's in there. Like I don't know. Other people have analogies for it. Like out of like can't remember the guy's name, but he kind of like described it almost to like a T. Like it's not like burned rubber. It's like like dragging your sneaker on your fucking bike tire when you're a kid smell. Like your sneaker tire and like the sole of your shoe burning. Like I was just like, when I thought about it, I was just like, yeah, it more is like that because it's not like a true like burning rubber. It's like it's something different. But I guess that would be a better analogy.
Right.
I can't remember the guy who said that, but
That's good. No, that was a good one. I would definitely smoke that too. Probably.
yeah, and honestly, because I rely on a lot of other people's like I never used to like until like you said like a lot of my genetics like now are because of your community. Like I was like just posting pictures in there, and people were just like, "What is that?" I'm just like, "Just something I made," and they're just like, "You have seeds?" I'm just like, yeah." And then honestly, like I said, it was like COVID at the time, and like people were interested, but a lot of it was regular. Like, well, not like I didn't have a lot of shit, but like like all my stuff at the time was regular gear, and they're just like I need femmes, like I got to plant counts, and like I can't grow males, and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, I don't know, like I had heard about feminized seeds, like I mean I like at that time like I was growing, some feminized seeds, but like I had no fucking clue how to like really make them, and like honestly, like I just like researched it for like a year, and like at the time, it was colloidal silver, and because like STS like really wasn't. It might have been a thing, but it was like a new thing. But like the proven thing at that time was colloidal silver. I was just like, all right, like I'll try this, like, and honestly, the first thing I ever reversed was a Holland's Hope keeper pheno that I had that I had never heard about until like 2016, and I actually saw it on your channel, and I was just like, what is that? Like this guy seems to love it, like.
Yep. Still do.
And that was, I remember that was those were the last seeds that I ever ordered from Amsterdam, or Holland's Hope.
I still have some that you that allegedly.
Yeah, and those were the ones that
from.
I used that I pheno hunted out that Holland's Hope that I reversed. I actually made F2s, and I hunted the F2s to find a female to reverse, but those ones that I gave you were some of the leftover original ones that I had received.
Bro, some of the like what I personally enjoyed about Holland's Hope was like the spice, the like
Yep.
it's a very it's a tough one to really explain, but that's one.
I call it earth.
That
Like
was,
it is a spice and earth. Like to me, like and that's the stuff I love is like that really earthy, like
yes.
even like wet dog like stuff, and like a 9-pound hammer, like it is like
I haven't
that
had
stuff
9-pound
like that.
hammer yet.
Yeah, like you should definitely try it. Like I've grown quite a few of them, and they are all I mean, Jinx's gear is pretty damn solid, so you don't get a lot of like looks at shit because I don't know what it is, but I mean like it's all pretty solid now. Like, but I mean what he has is great. Like
Jinx is a
it
quality
is
dude.
awesome, man.
Quality dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
he is the not only is he a quality like a breeder that I will like have always admired since I've ever known about, like, but he is just the best human in the world, man. Like that guy, like, just an inspiration to me. Like, like my son suffers from autism, like his son, and I shouldn't say suffer. I'm sorry. Honestly,
He's diagnosed. He's
they don't
diagnosed
suffer.
with. No, I know exactly what you mean. Sorry, I know what you meant as well.
But he
Not
does,
to take words out of your mouth.
like he does. They do struggle socially. So
Sure. Yeah, there
hard to
are a
watch
ton of
sometimes.
struggles in some areas and some aspects,
But
of
that
course.
But that guy is like a true inspiration just as a human being. Like he's been through so much, and to this day, like he just had a heart attack, like probably like 2 years ago now, 3 years
Yeah.
ago, and like
Yep.
I remember crying when he had it, man. Like
Bro, he is
I was so like, cause he's just like I don't know how to explain it. He's
he's
just
a
like
quality
what
human
you wish
being.
you could be as a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like even if you are a good human, like if you really know the guy, like he's like I can't say that because I don't personally know him, and you're only seeing what you see. But like, I watch this guy make shorts every day on Instagram. Like, I feel like I know him. Or
He's very open, man. Like I sat down with him with Rob and Chris
everything. Like,
and had a wicked conversation with him, and he dove into everything. And he's so open and
oh
willing
yeah,
to
that's right.
share.
I forgot. You totally So you've definitely interviewed him. You know the guy, man. Like,
Yeah.
I think I did actually watch some of that interview. Like
Yeah.
that guy, like,
Yeah, he's
he has nothing to hide.
His other half, Miss Rose, if I'm not mistaken, she's the one that does all of the bookkeeping, all of the note taking. It's there reminds me of
Like
my
you
wife.
said, he'd be nobody without her, and especially
right.
after like
Yeah.
his heart attack,
Yeah.
like 'cause he did suffer like a little bit of brain damage, I assume, and
Yeah.
it's been rough for him. But
it's true that
even
behind
even before that, I'm sure she was just rock. Like, dude, behind every great man, there has to be a great woman.
there is, because you can't have
you
a
can't
great man without a woman.
you can't
That's
you
as
cannot
simple as it is. Yeah, because you
cannot.
just can't achieve those things that as a man you are able to achieve without that foundation of love to give you that confidence to jump when you feel like you shouldn't. Yeah, that's why I feel that analogy exists, and they're a prime example of it. And yeah, great. That again, I would like to try now 9-pound hammer. Getting those specific genetics are difficult. Well, not for me now, but have been difficult in the past. That's why I don't have these ones in my repertoire. Coming up to this point, I have a lot of generic.
Yeah, until recently, like like now, like it's pretty easy to like they really don't care across the U.S.-Canada border if they're fucking seeds. They really fucking don't these days. Like,
oh, they don't. They absolutely don't.
So I mean,
you can get it.
I mean,
just about anything.
and it's I mean, but it's just the price, like the last time I had to ship something to Canada, I think it was like $26, and that was just for like
the steaks,
the smallest
to
thing
feed
I
the
could
dogs.
Besides an envelope, because this thing can't go, seeds can't go through a letter reader because they will they just don't allow it. Like, like you have to have it in packaging, like if you're gonna be proper, like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it can be an absolute pain in the ass. What do you have growing on right now?
Right now, I actually got. I haven't been reading anything like you said. Like I said, I got like I pheno hunted the dreadnought or the butternut OG.
Butternut.
Yeah, we're calling butternut OG is what we're calling it. I pheno hunted that, and like I'm working on the
butternut.
Well, I just took cuts off it. Yeah, and I flowered it. I have it right back here in this tent. I flowered it out like this is like the third or fourth time I flowered it out. Just because if I'm gonna breed something, I want to make sure because especially if you're making feminized seeds, like you have to make sure there is no hermetic fucking tendencies in that
No,
shit. Like
can't. No, yeah, there can't
like,
be.
because making feminized seeds is, you're gonna get hermaphrodites no matter what. Like there is no such thing as 100% feminized seeds. Like you're gonna get Hermes when you're making reversals. Like, well, not reversals, I said, but feminized seeds. Like how you make them, whichever way you make them, you're gonna get. Like there is no surefire way to make 100% unharmable fucking genetics. Like so,
Not using feminized.
just a matter of
Right. Yes,
I
I agree.
even using non-feminized. I mean, like it's you'll find your herms, but I'm saying like
I would like use if you used feminine. Now my little pea brain is very limited when it comes to this shit, but it makes sense to me that yes, with feminized seeds, the inevitability of hermaphroditic tendencies is going to be much higher than, if at all, with regular genetics. Because I think with time you could definitely wean out hermaphroditic.
It definitely is, because like I said, like they're missing a chromosome, and like one thing I definitely know, like I said, like I have not studied any, I haven't even read a book about breeding,
That's
like
fair. That's fair.
But one thing I try and use common sense, but the one thing like I have noticed that all feminized seeds have a tendency to self-preservate faster. And when I say self-preservate, I say at the end of flower, toss Sanders. A lot of people say those are herms. They're not. Because even regular seeds will like, not all, I'm not saying all plants. I'm just saying, like, it does happen. Like, all plants want to continue their lineage, so they, like cannabis plants, they will attempt to self-pollinate. Like, I'm not saying like all cannabis plants, but like,
No, I know what you mean. Like through the like it. Is our plant Godzilla? Was that asexual? No, no, it's not asexual, because then it could just do it itself. But
yeah, no, it's like I said, I don't know, but it is.
I know for a fact that Godzilla can have sex with itself.
I don't know about Godzilla, but I know
it does, though.
It is a true fact that some amphibians can become asexual to reproduce.
And I'm pretty sure
Like, I'm pretty sure it's like. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, he's just a giant newt, like, that has teeth.
Yeah. Newt's amphibian, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how they keep coming back. Anyways, no, you're right. You're right. Do you have any future plans to I need my hands on butternut, bro. Like I can't get over that.
I'll definitely send it out to you when I'll definitely
because I saw the buttercups.
And honestly, I did not want to. This is the sad story, is I didn't want to S1 it. I wanted to release it as a regular, as an F3 regular, and it didn't happen because when I was drying my seeds, I fucked up the labels, and I mixed them with another cross that I had.
That's okay. I've done that all, bro. I've been there. I feel that pain.
And I was gutted, and I was just like, and that's what's taken me so long, is like now I had to go through all these, like, and I can't breed with them. I gotta, like, I can only reverse them because I cannot be absolute 100% certain that this is a male of that and this is a female of, like, I can't. But I can tell you what the butternut OG is, because the other strand that I mixed it with, the D5, that has not been released either. It was supposed to be, has the pineapple punch cross in it, and like I can totally tell the pineapple punch, it comes out strong, and with the
for sure
butternut, it always has a strawberry terp, like somewhere in, like I can tell, like these are not similar strains, so I can tell the females apart 100% of the time. Like, so I literally just had to I've been popping these seeds for the last, like I said, like year, fucking just running them, a couple hundred at a time, and because they're regs, and so I'm getting, 40 to 60 females that it looks, like.
Well, I'm ready.
And
I'm ready when you
I finally found
figure it
one.
out.
Like I was getting low, like, and like I said, like I can't cross this shit. So I'm ready to, I found it. I just gotta, now I'm just ready to reverse it. Now, like I said, I plowed it out. This is the third or fourth time now, and yeah, I got cuts ready to be reversed, and I'm just gonna S1 it and then release it as an S1.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, I'm ready when you figure it out. I've totally been on the same page where I have I was labeling my plants, and I label them, and it's and then all of a sudden I was like, oh no, I don't, I shouldn't have transplanted 2 at a time, and I was like,
Yep, and
yeah,
yep.
yep.
And honestly, usually when I grow, it doesn't matter because me, majority of the time now, it's not something I'm breeding. If I'm just growing to smoke, I don't even care if it's different strains, man. It all goes in the same grinder into the same jars.
I get
doesn't
it.
get separated. I'm over that point of labeling. Like I said, this is just for smoke. So I don't I like the ones I have, the ones that I keep around for smoke, are I don't know, I know what they are, I know what I'm getting every time. So, I have a couple. I have a grape rock candy, or cross with banana buttercups, cross with Holland's Hope, that I keep around. It wasn't in one of the feminized phenos. It was actually in one of the original crosses that I made of it to pheno hunt, that I have a keeper pheno of that I've actually had for years, and that's one of my main go-tos. It is that cross. It's just not the feminized release. It's not the same as the feminized release that I have.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it, man. It becomes so much to keep track of, and I used to separate everything, and now it just all goes. I get it. I kind of get it. It's
sometimes I do honestly keep all the same plants. I can usually fit them into the same freaking I usually use I got stainless steel, they're not C-vaults, they're stainless steel, airtight stainless steel, and I can usually fit one of my plants into the air, so they usually do stay separated most of the time. But a lot of times, a lot of the smalls definitely all get mixed. Yeah, I just don't care anymore. It's all the same. I know it's gonna be something I enjoy, so I don't worry about mixing it.
I get it. As long as
there's
you
a lot
get
of
to
stuff that I
enjoy
actually do not. Yeah, there's a lot of cannabis I actually don't enjoy, man. That other people just love, the amnesias. Can't stand them, man. I don't like cushes. A lot of cushes either. People I've grown
taste?
kush.
or just the grow tendencies.
It's the terps. It's always the terps to me. There's something with the terps. I can't enjoy the smell. I don't enjoy the smoke for some reason. I'm not excited. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just it's kind of like food, you smell your food and it smells horrible, you're probably not going to enjoy it that much, even if it does taste kind of decent. I don't know. It's just
right.
I don't know.
Right. No, I get it.
It's
100%
just
get it.
it's about the terps. I don't know.
It's about
But
the
yeah,
terps.
there's just there's a lot, and honestly, that's what I look for these days.
Make terps great again.
His terps, exactly. Everybody's chasing these fucking amazing bag appeal, but I'm just I want smell-o-vision, because I've seen all that shit. I've ran that shit. But some of that shit, it looks loud, but it is not loud. It looks great.
Yeah,
and it does get you high, but
it's pretty looking
some
water.
of it don't have exactly pretty looking water. I've honestly never heard that, but that's that's perfect. It's pretty looking water. It's great.
Yep. Oh damn, there was another one I knew, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Mr. Rage, man, thank you so much for the conversation, brother. This was epic, man. I feel like we just could sit and chat the shit, bro. over a couple
Yeah,
rolls.
I thought we were supposed to be talking about something, but I don't even know what the fuck
I
we've
don't
been talking
remember what it
about.
was. You know, in fairness, I come into this with a full open mind in regards to where the conversation's going to go, and I just try to like have a open, decent conversation. Just try to get to know a guy, man. And I appreciate you for tuning in, and man, I appreciate you first of all for being a member of this community. You drop in when I'm streaming. You drop into the vidges, man. You comment, and you're very critical too, which I love. You know, you call out my bullshit often, you know, and just
Well,
like
that
and
that's because you always critique me on my photos, like it's like or that this is that I know it's always me you're talking to when you do your 1 minute little like tips on how to take pictures, you know, like hold your finger over. I know it's me you're talking to. Like I know it is. And I've
bro,
tried it and like
your
apparently
your
it doesn't
pictures are
work.
gorgeous, bro. Your plants are even better than the pictures, bro. You have stunning pictures, stunning plants, and oh man, they're epic. You definitely have a style to your plants too in your garden. It's gorgeous and epic. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, we check it out typically every Sunday over on Twitch. But man, it's because you grow beautiful bud, and it's wicked to have you in the community to be critical and to help people too. You know, you're very quick to assist when people need help, and you're always quick to support me. So I seriously appreciate everything that you've done, everything that you do. You're an awesome dude, and I really appreciate you being here. If somebody wanted to come follow you and support you in any way, where could they go?
It's at chaotic underscore genetics on Instagram, and then there is chaotics plural with an S, genetics.com.
Sweet, man. We just threw it up
Other
there
than
real
that,
quick.
like I'm really only on Instagram, and that's the website. Like I don't know, like I'm on Twitter. I see you on Twitter, but Twitter is more of my other life, my crypto life. That's how I make real money when I'm stuck at home with 5 kids for the last 5 years and have no income is honestly through crypto, and that's my life on Twitter. So, but it's
Yeah.
same.
You're a family man too. You're a family man. We didn't even dive into that too. You've got a real like a real young one too that just came along not too
Oh, I
long
got.
ago.
They're stacked. It's 5 months, 2 years, 3 years. They're Irish twins. They're 10 months apart, and then there's a big gap. Like it's 13 and 16 are the other ones.
You're
So yeah,
that's
5.
you're a family guy, bro. You're a family guy, and I love
Yeah,
that.
like that
Keeps you busy.
like
doesn't it?
I sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, man. So yeah, like I'm always doing something.
I feel you. I feel you, bro. Thank you so much for coming over tonight, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for sitting down, having a conversation. I will see you soon, and hopefully we can send a few people your way to help you spread your message and support the cause, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, and thank you to it's your community who really
It's our community.
like it's your community that really like put me like wanted, you know, like brought me out of and made me like actually pursue it, you know, like because I didn't think anybody wanted this stuff, but you know they saw it and they wanted it, so I started making it and making it for the public. So
I'm blessed, bro. I'm glad that we could do it together, man. I'm glad we could do it together and make something of it because where would we be, man? Where would we be without it? It's a wicked community, and I'm thankful to be a part of it. I'm thankful to have gotten to know you. So thank you for being here, and thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you for having it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Huge shout out to Chaotic Rage. Thank you, bro. Wow.
Have a good night.
Thanks, you too, man. Wow, what a guy. Thank you to Chaotic Rage for joining me tonight. That was pretty epic. As I had mentioned, long-standing member of the community, and I'm very thankful to have gotten to sit down and have a conversation with him because, quite frankly, I only ever seen him as a name in the chat, and I love that this show is going to allow me to change that in many, many ways. So, booyah! Hell yeah! And thank you guys for tuning in with all these great questions and comments the whole time. You guys are epic, totally epic. Thank you. It means the world to me that I'm able to sit here and have conversations like this. Norma G, thank you for staying up so dang late, man. Thank you. Norma G was last week's community highlight, which reminds me that we've got a good one in store. We got a good one in store, guys. Without further ado, let's hit the community highlight. Community highlights. So, this one is a very special one for me. And the reason I want to say that is because I'm quite envious of the direction that this channel has gone or is going. And I know straight off the top, with all due respect, this will not be a channel for everyone, okay? And I know that goes for every channel. However, I want to just let you know that I want to spread the message of everyone that's in our community that's willing to put their neck on the line for this plant, for this community, the culture, and everything around it. And whether I agree or disagree with the message, as long as it's not hurting anyone, no one's being exploited, these kind of things, I'm gonna fight for someone's right to have an opinion and to attempt to share it. So I want to give a huge shout out to this week's community highlight. It's Leaguer is how I'm going to pronounce this because I don't want to get any closer to that. Is a creator on YouTube and Twitter /X, and if we can pull him up, yep, Leaguer 420. This guy right here is for obvious Liger. Lion tiger. That's a thing. Oh, okay. It's a lion tiger.
Like a mystical creature.
Okay, it's a mystical creature.
That's how I thought it was pronounced.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it that way.
It doesn't have 2 G's, hun.
No, you don't. Liger. Okay. All right. All right. Leger. It's Leger 420. Okay. All right. I'm trying to keep myself in the center of the lane here, folks. Okay. I can't read. Dang it. Yo, I want to give a huge shout out to this guy. He's covering content that is like literally stuff that I was going to and still will cover on my channel. This is just a channel that's covering the stuff that I like to cover at a far higher rate. And in fact, I actually referenced this young man or this channel when I did my video on the mainstream versus weed content, which was the Asmongold versus the Goblin controversy. And if you could you put his link in the chat? And so it's kind of like a tabloid-esque channel, and I seriously believe that this channel will blow up. I seriously believe that the direction of that content is great, and I think he does such a great job at delivering it that kind of leaves room for interpretation and thought and question. So yeah, that's why I wanted to cover him, because I really appreciate his work, and I got a feeling you'll see his work more frequently on this channel as well. So huge shout out to him. And if we could hit that subscribe button, send a few followers his way, that would mean something to me. Now, will I ever see my name on that channel? Hopefully not, unless it's a documentary series or something, because typically it's going to be that controversial or that shock content kind of stuff. Like,
Mispronounce his name. I mean, maybe.
I guess in fairness, yep. I guess in fairness, yeah, I did mispronounce his name. I would like a full definition. I'm going to contact him and ask. Guys, that's going to be it for me tonight. Wednesday's Tea with P. I want to thank you wholeheartedly from the bottom of my heart for tuning in tonight. This show has really, really opened my eyes in regards to the things that I can do with not only the power of my wife, but the power of this community. I'm very thankful for you guys for tuning in and doing this and being here and helping me. I'm thankful to our sponsors, for supporting us and believing in us. And I can't wait to be able to get to a point where I can bring you an incredibly well-produced show with some awesome guests. Not that none of like I'm very thankful where we're going. I just want to be able to represent our guests in the highest light, in the highest fashion, and I think we can do that with determination and perseverance, baby. So thank you guys for being here while we continue to grow. That's it for me. Huge shout out to the band. Huge shout out to Mrs. P. I will see you guys next week. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat. We love you. I see you. See you, Cannabis Express. See you, Norman G. See you, Curly. See you, Jester. See you, Double A. See you, Hillbilly. See you, Midwest. See you, Cameraman. See you, Connor. See you, Curly. See you, On a Roll. We're out of here. See you, East Coast. Peace.